Hello, a very good morning to you wherever you are. It's another Saturday morning here on MX24. My name is Benedict Owusu. It's time to take you through a journey on what's happening in the latest in the world of sports. Well, this is Playmakers, and of course, we start here on the local scene to talk about the trending issues, and then we'll move to the international scene where we'll build up to the major European leagues this weekend. Specifically, we look at the English Premier League, but this weekend or today, we'll take a look at what's happening with the man Luis Suarez. Well, he has left Barcelona for Atletico Madrid. Lionel Messi had some strong words for the club. Luis Suarez as well has spoken. And then we hear from Black Stars coach CK Akono. He has named his 23-man team for our friendly international. Of course, we're supposed to play Mali and Equatorial Guinea. But Equatorial Guinea, in the course of the pulled out after a confirmation from the Football Association. We'll take a look at that. Also, football is back in the country. We'll have the vice chairman of the Ghana Premier League committee join us here to have some discussion before the guys join us. This and many more here on the show. The show, as always, is interactive, so we are streaming live on our Facebook, so you can get through to us on our Facebook. On Twitter as well, you can get us at MX24GH, on Facebook, MX24GH. Later on, I'll announce the WhatsApp line, so you get through to us. And, of course, if you see me wearing this fine jersey, it's by courtesy of Jeff Collection. I'll tell you where you can get Jeff Collection, his number. You don't even need to go to him. Wherever you are, he will make it available to you. All this and more here on Playmakers on MX24. I'm Benedict Owusu. We are back with more after this break. Don't go away. Well, thanks so much for staying there, still here on MX24. I'm Benedict Owusu, and of course, as I made mention, we'll start here on the local scene to look at some trending stories. And in the course of the week, we've all been talking about the start of the Ghana Premier League, as well as Black Stars coach CK Akono naming his 23-man squad for the upcoming international friendlies. Well, but we have to start from the Premier League because the Football Association announced that this season's Premier League will kickstart on November 13. And the Division 1 as well will start in the course of the year. That's December 3. And the Women's League will come somewhere in January of 2021. We've put together a nice, video for you previewing what to expect this season in the domestic campaign.
Sit down into the front. He turns around a bit. There's Adebayo! Oh, goodness me! Magical from Adebayo! Oh, my word. Yes, Daniel Lai has whistled. It's over here.
All right, so football, of course, is back, and that was a video put together by the Ghana Football Association. Well, we are privileged to have with us via Zoom Mr. Jesse Ejapon. He's Vice President of the Ghana Premier League Committee. Thanks so much for your time this morning here on MX24. This Playmakers, and of course, I don't need to ask you how excited you are that football is back. I know you are very excited, but I mean, what should we be looking forward to?
Well, I think that I'll be happy to be the vice president of the Ghana
vice chairman.
But I'm the vice chairman.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you're spot on. I'm super excited about the fact that we get to play football again in Ghana. We've gone through a very crazy curtailed league so far as COVID-19 is concerned. Before the curtailing of the league by the executive leadership of the country and all of us, it seemed like football was on the ascendancy again. It seemed like fans' participation was super awesome. It seemed like the clubs stepped up to the game. The players were super fantastic. It seemed like the education that the referees had gone through during the pre-start of the last season was concerned. It seems like the referees were super fantastic. So albeit everything seemed like on the ascendancy, and then it was curtailed. So I am particularly excited that we are getting back on track again to ensure that the game that we so love will be viewed or will be followed by the millions of Ghanaians out there.
I know definitely the Football Association will put measures in place as to how we're going to run the season. I mean, we obviously cannot compare our situation to that of the English Premier League and the other top leagues, but because of the situation we are in, we are all dealing with coronavirus. What are some of the key things that we are going to put in place as we get ready for the start of the season?
Well, I think that from a COVID test perspective, we are all clear about the government's readiness and preparedness to absorb the cost so far as the football season is concerned. So that's like water under the bridge. My caution and my recommendation is the fact that let's treat football like any other business.
Okay.
So today, if I was walking into the offices of Max 24. Today, there are some protocols I need to go through.
Exactly.
The personal hygiene is super important. So in that same vein, if I'm going to the Accra Sports Stadium or I'm going to the Liberty Park as a fan to go and watch a game, it will be great to go to the various centers geared up in maybe your club branded nose mask, understanding that these protocols are very important. Again, this is when you're going to church and things like that, you realize that you wash your hands before you enter. And therefore, there will be expectations at various match centers to ensure that people are able to wash their hands. Personal hygiene is very important. If you're a fan and you're going in there, ensure that you probably have your own sanitizer on the side, just in case you shake somebody or you touch somebody. So there are personal precautions that we need to take as the clubs, as businesses themselves begin to take their own measures to ensure that we are living up to the mandate. Education will be very key. So you would expect that at every match center, there will be education on the COVID protocols and the things that we need to go through to ensure that the association does not record any incidents. So for me, there's a business side of it, which means that the clubs have a responsibility, the FA has a responsibility. And then there's also the hygiene part of it, which says that as a fan going to the stadium, you have to take some precautions and ensure that you are keeping yourself clean.
We'll talk about the
Again,
business.
we've also been told that, yes.
No, please go ahead.
We've also been told that there's the approval to start the game has a ceiling to it. So every match center obviously has like a ceiling. So another thing I'll put on the table is this: that if you're a fan and you get to a stadium, and the managers of the institution say that, look, it seems that we've hit our ceiling, whether the ceiling is at 25% or at 4%, we need to respect the process and ensure that it's all part of the measures to mitigate the spread of this COVID-19. So there's a responsibility on the part of everybody who's a part of the equation to ensure that we are playing our part, and I'm very excited about it.
It's good you made mention of the fans, and that's where I was coming to. I mean, yeah, 25% of fans will be allowed to the stadium, as the President of the Republic the last time mentioned. Is this something you endorse? Don't you think that we should deal with this completely, play behind closed doors when all is settled and done? Then we get fans in done, allowing 25%, and this will also bring issues.
Well, I think that if you take a look back at how the government restrictions have been, so to say, released or probably loosened up, we've gone through a phase where nobody was at the stadium or nobody was at any venue.
Yeah.
Then we transitioned into a phase where little drops or little count of individuals were permitted into specific areas.
Yeah.
Now, again, the proxy for my conversation will be about the churches. So the churches were allowed to bring 100 people in there.
Yeah.
So just to evaluate or to give a sense of how people might respect the protocols. And so I think that the decision to allow 25% of individuals into the respective centers is not just a lick finger in the air assumption. I think it's built on the same premise that we've gone through. Nobody can enter the stadium to play. We are getting back on track, and therefore let's start with a small number. again, if you put 25% funds at the Accra Sports Stadium, it will be properly well scattered. You know, it will be properly well dispersed
exactly.
in such a way that interactivity might be a little bit low. Again, I'm happy we are starting from here because the fans themselves will be cautious. However, there are diehard fans who might believe that, look, I've been at home for far too long. I'm probably bored stiff, and therefore we need to ensure that commercialization is important.
Exactly.
Again, finally on this, for me, would be the fact that, look, as a country, we've got an economic conversation to have.
Yeah.
And whilst the EPL, you know, the economic, structure might be a little bit different, the woman who sells water at the Accra Sports Stadium hasn't been in business for a long time. The guy who sells yogurt at the Accra Sports Stadium hasn't been in business for a long time. So I can imagine that there's an economic consideration also that ensures that we're able to make some little money for the small businesses around. And even the clubs themselves, they've got salaries to pay. They've got bills to pay, they've got electricity to pay. So it's important that we evaluate both in proper perspective.
And I know definitely you guys will do a good job. I'm just looking at the Kumasi Asante Kotoko Accra Heart to Folk fan where you tell, the fans coming in that we are only allowed 25% to enter the stadium. We see what will happen. I mean, we have to look at all these, cases very well.
Yes, I agree. I'm with you. Don't forget that before the COVID curtailed league, the FA president, if you remember, there was a program at the FA that we are speaking about, the FA having an innovations bed, which would attempt to kick off e-ticketing platforms and things. So these are things that have been on the burner. Okay. So when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it obviously, because there are lots of ways that we can ensure that the fans are happy, and I think that we will get there. I mean, you might never know. Maybe you might get to the stadium, you can't enter. However, there might be giant screens outside. You might never know. Maybe Max 2024 might decide to do one thing or the other, to say, look, we want to sponsor ABCD. You never know. Maybe Star Times might say that, look, as part of ensuring that the big games have a good spread, we might do ABCD outside. You never know. But for now, the limitation on the 25%, I think it's kind of good for us. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, during the last league, played behind closed doors, and their fans respected that. So if you communicate the same to the fans to say that, we can't have lots of people at the stadium, obviously the fans are Ghanaians. Okay. The fans are also cautious of their health implications of COVID. So they would respect that. All
right, we are wrapping up the conversation. And, someone will say that from now till November 13, at least we have some weeks. But weeks, you will just say, it's just some few days away to the start of the season. Are you sure by November 13 we'll be very ready to kickstart this season's league?
So if you would recall, the first time that the FA president spoke about this, or the first time leadership spoke about this, the thinking was around the fact that we can start the league in October. Yeah. Obviously, the team has sat down, realizing that there was the need to go through some protocols, getting the club licensing going, ensuring that the fixtures are in place, ensuring that all the protocols that we need to go through are in place, and therefore the 13th date that has been announced has been carefully thought through. Okay. And we are of the firm belief that if we start the game, things will unfold themselves and unpack themselves. So we are committed to that.
Mr. Japon, thank you so much for your time this morning here on the show. Really appreciate it. We'll definitely find time and have a very extensive discussion on this very, very important issue, because we all love the Ghana Premier League, and we are very excited that it's finally coming back after how many months of no actions? Was 6 months here on the local scene. Well, we're still here on Playmakers on MX24. My name is Benedict Owusu. Well, let's switch from the Ghana Premier League quickly, check what's happening with the Black Stars, because yesterday the head coach of the team, that CK Akona, announced his 23-man squad for the upcoming international friendly. As it stands now, we only know of Mali. It was 2, that's Mali and Equatorial Guinea, but somewhere in the week, Equatorial Guinea pulled off from that game, citing reasons of traveling restrictions in their country. So now, as it stands, we only have Mali. Well, 6 debutants in some returnees. I'm so elated for John Entry, who finally is coming back to the team after an impressive, season or couple of seasons in the Egyptian league. So the full list will be on your screen pretty shortly, so you have an idea of the players that Black Stars coach CK Akono has invited for the international friendly now with Mali. We have 3 goalkeepers, so will be on your screen, you have it. And then we also will hear from CK Akono. Yesterday he engaged the Ghana Football Association in a discussion on how he selected the players. So there you go on your screen, the list for you. So we have Richard Ofori, who is with Maritzburg, and Richard Atizigi, St. Gallen in Sweden, and then Razak Abaloa, he's unattached now, was in Tanzania. We understand he'll be making a move to Ghana Premier League side in the course of the week or somewhere before the season kickstarts here on the local scene. And then Benson Annan, one of the debutants, Zelina FC in Slovakia. Lumo Agbenyana also making a return. His team, that's Real Mallorca, they've been relegated from the Spanish La Liga. Yakubu Mohamed, another another debutant there. He plays for Azam FC. He's a skipper of Azam FC in the Tanzanian league. Gideon Mensah and Victoria de Gumarães recently joined them on loan in Portugal. So those are the full-backs. When it comes to the centre-backs, we have Alexander Djuku, plays his club football in Strasbourg in France. Joseph Edo is with Celta de Vigo in Spain. Nicolas Opoku Amiens also in France. And then Kasim Nuhu is with Hoffenheim in Germany. So those are the centre-backs. You roll it and you have you get out of the midfielders. There you go. So Thomas Partey of Atletico Madrid, he is now the first vice captain of the team. Emmanuel Lomote, another debutant in there from Amiens, recently joined them. He's been impressive so far for them. Bernard Mensah, I'm so delighted that Bernard Mensah is coming back here. Plays for Besiktas now. Baba Idrisu with Real Mallorca. And then for the attackers, we have Captain Andrew Ayew with Swansea City, his brother Jordan, Crystal Palace, John Entry, as I made mention, coming from Pyramids FC in the Egyptian League, Eugene Ansan, Hapo Smona. This is his second call-up. He was called up for the first game that was called up due to coronavirus. And then Jeffrey Schlupp is also making a return to the team after a year, after, how many? Yes, so over a year, missing the Black Stars. Samuel Owusu, Al Fayed FC, and then Kamal Dean plays for Nordjylland. For those of you that do not really know Kamal Dean, I'll tell you more about him when we come back. And then Mohamed Kudus, of course, with Ajax last week, played very, very well for them. He made his debut for Ajax and was king of the match in that game. So the 23-man short list for you for the Mali game. Well, now time to hear from Black Stars coach CK Akono justifying why he named these players.
With Lumo, when we had a chance to play South Africa early this year, he was invited, but he got injured, and now he's back, he's fit, and that is why I thought it's necessary to bring him on board. Yakubu is a new guy, known in this country. He's played very well through the ranks of Aduana, and now in Azam, he's doing well. He's the captain of the team. His situation is exceptional because he could play a lot of different positions, holding midfield and, of course, right back, but his main position is the centre back. But we want to have a chance to have a look at him in different areas of the game. I'm personally excited about him because Chiku, at a point in time, we were not sure if he really wants to come. He didn't have a problem of switching nationality, but a decision to come to play, and now he's decided to come, and so I'm very much excited about him. He's not only a centre back, but he's also as well can play a holding, depending on what area you want to go. In terms of when you go on away matches, if you want to be more defensive, it's a choice, but he brings a lot of experience. I saw him in Strasbourg when I went to Europe to watch them, and he was really good. So I'm personally happy he's coming. Well, you rightly said it right. After he came to play, I think we didn't see much of him. Now he's proving himself good. He was once with a new club. Now he's moved to Besiktas, which tells the story, all the story about him. And I've seen him on several occasions. I've watched him closely. And he's one of the guys, we give him the necessary confidence, he can bring a change into the way we go forward. His style of play, the way he plays, the way he controls the game. I personally want to control the game in terms of possession, and him, Partey, and the rest are there to do that job, and I think it's a big chance for him, to come and play and do well and stay. Not this time he will go, he will go and come back. Lomote, a boy I know from childhood, and I'm happy with his progress. When he played with the under 23s, he did very, very well. I think he deserves a chance. He's done well. He's moved from Spain now to France, and I think his second match or first match, he was a man of the match. He's done well for himself. He's improving. I think he deserves a chance. And this is a progression of what he's done. And I think this is a friendly match. It's an opportunity for him. He will only stay with his performance, and he needs to convince everybody that he's capable of doing it. I personally know he can, and so I'm giving him a chance. He's somebody who brings a force. He brings speed into the game, speed of thought, and that we've seen what he's done with Crystal Palace in the past. Now, currently, he's in good shape. They won recently against the big Man United, and he played a major role. And I think I had a personal chat with him when I was there, one-on-one, and he told me of his problems, and I think once we're able to give him that necessary chance and respect, give him the necessary respect he deserves, why not? He's here. Again, also, most of these guys are in to prove that they, don't forget, this is a friendly match, and I think before we get into November, we must know exactly those who can help us qualify, and that is why all these opportunities has come to these guys. Yeah. He's a very good player, young. He needs patience, he needs time, but I think we need to start developing. If we're looking at the next 4 or 5 years, these are the guys we will learn. Once we are able to start with people like that, motivating them slowly in a way. We are not going to push them too much, but we want to slowly develop them, get them into the team. He reminds me of Jeremy Doku. Unfortunately, he's gone for Belgium, so he has that kind of style, ability to play like him, and I think it's necessary to bring him again, to have a look at him, be around the team and see the likes of Dede Ayew and the captain and Jordan and others, if they could help him to be a better player in the national team. I like players who, at a point in time, can bring confusion into the opponent's constant disturbing, in terms of trouble, making trouble, trying to create chances to score goals. And he's one of the guys who does that. He takes one-on-one situation, he's good at that. He plays, he attacks, and he likes to score. And so we're looking forward to get players like that who will be constant in that sense. We don't look for players who, after 5 minutes action, 20 minutes before they get another chance to do. We want a constant situation. And so we give him Eugene Ansah a chance. Don't forget, we have 2 matches, and all these players will definitely have a chance to showcase their talent and to prove to us that they are equally good. John Entry, I unearthed me and Odate unearthed him in 11-wise. Since then, he's done well for himself. The last time we had a collapse, he was not part of the team because I was then personally not too convinced that he should be part of the team at that time, because I'm looking at consistency with the team, and now I think he's proven beyond doubt that he's equally good. Scored 100 goals, now I think 102, and I think he deserves a chance because he's done well. Egyptian league is not an easy league. It's not a league that you can just look at it.
Ike Akona explaining the decision to bring certain players and also leaving some players out there. I mean, we have to laud him. This is the very first time we are seeing something of this nature. The first time actually was a press conference which he explained why certain players were invited and others were not. And in this very one, he's done same by explaining, to the extent that he even explained why a player was not called. I'm talking about Salisu. So we'll be back to do more on that here with my guest in the studio. But you can get in touch with us here on the show on WhatsApp. The number is 0592 896001. 0592 896001. And we are streaming live on our Facebook page, so you can go there and leave your comments on Twitter as well. We are there. We'll read your comments here. We are back with more here on MX24. Don't go away.
Finish from Bernardo Silva. Magical.
Well, thanks so much for staying. The story on MX24 is Playmakers with me, Benedict Owusu. My guests are in the studio. I have with me Eustace Akwe and then Selwyn Saki. Guys, thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Well, Eustace, we heard from Kwisiki Akono. His name is in 3-man squad for those 2 international friendlies. As it stands now, is 1. We know of Mali. Equatorial Guinea pulled out. And I mean, for the very first time, or this is the second time, the first one was since he was appointed, we heard him at his press conference announce the squad and explained. And this time, he's done something similar. I mean, with a video explanation of why he called player A and didn't call player B. And this is good.
Very, very good, Benedict. I think it's a very laudable initiative by CK. I mean, it puts everybody at ease. It gives everybody the understanding of what he wants to do, the plan. I mean, the outline is very, very good. I mean, there wouldn't be so much questioning like in previous Black Star squads where we have the populace shouting, why wasn't this person in? He's on good form. His explanations are, I think, it's a laudable initiative. It should be here to stay. It should
but you don't have any qualms as to the players that...
No. I think that he's trying to give the team a new outlook with a lot of youthful breed. I mean, I like the fact that Mohamed Kudus was called straight away. Like, you know, it's just, I can see the vision he has for the national team. And I think it will work out well.
Okay, so when I've heard people say there's no time, he's playing his very first game, I mean a very competitive first game in November against Sudan. If not for COVID, by now he would have played at least not less than 6 games. And that there's no time to do Makwe, and it looks like he scored as many as 6 debutants. He's never played with the team, so he doesn't have a core of the team, and he should have just gone straight and picked the players that he will use for that game against Sudan.
Well, with the normal Black Star squad that we saw the last time during the African Cup of Nations in Egypt, I mean, it wasn't a good performance, and we saw that Black Stars needed to move into a new direction. Sika Kono came in inside, needed to put a stamp on this team, so he had to take some characters in the team that would maybe not allow him to express himself as a new manager. So he needs to bring his own team, a group of youngsters that he wants to build for the future. I mean, this Black Stars team is not just being built for the next AFCON, but I mean for the next World Cup and another AFCON. Hopefully it's for us to win a trophy. So for him to be able to do that, he needs to start building a young team that are going to play his style. As he said, he wants to control the game. He's a coach that always wants to play good football. So the kind of players that he brought in suits the style of play that he wants to bring in. I think Sika Okone is doing something right over there.
And I made mention of Kamal Dean. He plays for Norgeland in the Danish league. This is one player that came from Right to Dream, and he's been phenomenal. He's been playing some delightful football. I mean, if you haven't seen him play, just go on YouTube and type Kamal Dean, and you see the player that I'm talking about. Such a delight to watch, and I'm excited for players like Benson Annan, for someone like John Entry, who is making a return to this team. Only God knows how long he's been knocking on the doors of the Black Stars. Now he scored 102 goals in the Egyptian league, and he stands as the highest foreign player to have scored in the Egyptian league, and he's still playing there. So very, very good for me. I think that CK Akono has got this on spot, and we hope to see what will happen in that game against Mali. Hopefully they get another game, which the FA has noted. They are trying so hard to get another game for the team. So that's it by way of the Black Stars. But briefly, you happy football is back in the country?
Oh yeah, I'm very much excited. I mean,
you get a chance to go to the stadium every Sunday to see players.
Our weekends are going to be filled with going to the stadium again. It's something good, and we are going to also see new talents for the nation, and we also want to get our game going forward and our people to bring back the love. So it's all part of the whole package, so we're excited.
Eustace, you are not a local man, but I'm sure you're excited.
Oh no, I am a local man as well.
I've never seen you in any Premier League centre.
No. I am a local man. I don't want to voice out my club, but I am a local man. Yeah.
Hartlepool.
No, not Hartlepool actually.
Kotoko.
No. Olympics, great Olympics.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's wonderful. Hey, only that they share.
Yeah, that's my team.
Only is a top team.
Oh, yeah. But you know, we are having problems right now, so for now, I'm still sticking with Manchester United. But I'm really excited.
So would you be part of the 25% that will be going to the stadium?
Oh, definitely. If I have the chance, why not? Okay. I mean, yeah, everybody would love to be at the stadium, even though we can't take 100% capacity. Yeah. I'll still love to be there.
All right, then all you have to do is you just have to go in there early, because if you go and the 25% is up, I'm not sure they will allow you in. Well, you're still here on Playmakers. Get through to us on our Facebook page, MX 24GH on Twitter as well. We are streaming the show live. You can also get through to us on our WhatsApp number, which is 0592 896001. 0592 896001. Well, let's move from the local scene and do some international discussion. And we start from the Spanish La Liga. Luis Suarez, well, after 6 years at Barca, he's moved on to no other club than Atletico Madrid, also in the Spanish La Liga. There were issues of him moving to Italy and also issues of him failing or forging his nationalities. What was it? Italian passport issue, passport exam, which he failed. He didn't fail. He actually passed. But what came out was that he had already bought the questions. He knew the questions, and it was a bit of. It was given to him on a silver platter, so he wasn't given the nationality to help him or enable him play in the Italian Serie A. So what it means is that he's now with Atletico Madrid. He has signed a contract. Some serious words Lionel Messi had to, share after his departure from Barcelona. Said it didn't come to him as a surprise that Barca didn't give Suarez the kind of farewell that they will give a player who has served the club that much.
Well, Messi has made his views upon the club already known, and with how close he is with Luis Suarez, it was for him to also express himself about how he felt about his friend leaving. I mean, if he wanted to leave the club and now he's staying, he definitely would have been comfortable if Luis Suarez was by him. But with the way the club moved Luis Suarez out, and he was not going to sugarcoat anything. He was going to make the public know that he's not happy with it, and he's not happy with the way the club has treated a club legend like Luis Suarez. I mean, he's coming, he's won trophies, he scored goals. He's not coming to be a waste-off player. So if Bartomeu is trying to rechange the image of the club, Luis Suarez is not someone you should be going at, because he's someone that's actually brought something to you and beneficial to you. If anybody is supposed to leave Barcelona at the moment, the fans are even calling for you the president's head. So for him to use Suarez as a scapegoat, I think was a bad way to go about things.
Are we not really seeing the rollout of Messi? I mean, just some few months ago, he was talking about how he wants to leave the club, and now he comes in with these hard-hitting words at the club.
Well, Benedict, Messi is right to voice out his sentiments because obviously Luis Suarez is his friend. But I mean, if you look at it from the wider perspective, you see that this is somebody, I mean, who has scored 198 goals for the club. I mean, how many people have beaten Cristiano Ronaldo to the Pichichi? He's done all of that. He's gone at great lengths. He's been there for 6 years. So I mean, even if he wasn't a close friend to Messi and it was any other player that was given that treatment, Messi had every right as the club captain, even if he wasn't his friend, to actually voice out how he felt, because really, I think that's very, very unfair. It's true Ronald Koeman has come in and Bartomeu wants to get a new model, but I mean, a club legend like that, it's a very poor way to get him out of the club. And trust me, Luis Suarez at the Wanda Metropolitano is going to cause havoc anytime he meets Barcelona. We know how much of a strong personality he has, and he would like to make a statement anytime he comes across Barcelona. I'm very certain about that.
So now I'll come to you on whether Suarez will be able to succeed at Atletico Madrid. But Eustace, you were talking about the Lionel Messi issue, and this leaves the question to ask that, will Messi still be the Messi that we've known over these years at Barca in terms of his commitment to the club after all these things that are happening?
Lionel Messi, I believe, he's been very professional in his final year. He said he was going to stay for one more year. He's going to respect that contract. He's going to give off his best. But I don't think we are going to see the Lionel Messi of old because of the recent events that have happened. And secondly, Messi will not have as much quality around him as he did in the Xavi, Iniesta era. I mean, it's true. It's very true he's a great player. But the thing is that you need quality around you to be able to produce the magic consistently. He doesn't have that around him right now. The club is going through a transitional phase. They haven't done that over the last few years, and they are paying for it right now. Messi is just going to give off his best. 30 goals at most for me. I don't think they are going to win the Champions League or anything like that. But he's just going to see it out professionally. That's just about it.
So in 198 goals at Barca, will Suarez be a hit at Atletico?
Well, you have to consider his age at the moment. You have to consider his physique, what he can do. But I also feel that Atletico is also a new club for him to get a new motivation. I mean, the manager over there is someone that can bring the best out of him. So Luis Suarez is also a professional. He's a world-class striker. So definitely he's going to give you goals. But it's not going to be the same Suarez that we know with his peak that we already know. But one thing is also that Atletico, they have a number of players around that same position. Diego Costa maybe could be fading out, but there's Joao Felix. If Luis Suarez is coming in, it stands the progression of that player. But then Luis Suarez, I don't think he's going to be there for a longer time, but he's definitely going to score goals. He's Suarez, he's a striker, and he's always hungry, and he's in the box. There's no one better than him.
And yesterday, after signing the contract, he straight away went to the training grounds of the team and trained with the side. And it's likely he may feature in today's game against Granada. So talk of the fixtures for the Spanish La Liga will be on your screen. And today we are starting it off early for the investors. Well, if you're an investor, you know what I'm talking about. It's this Acquay, the Octo Force is here to help you win some cash this weekend. So there you go. Saturday today we're having 4 matches in the Spanish La Liga. Deportivo, they're up against Getafe, and then Valencia will play against SD Huesca. Elche, newly promoted Elche, are up against Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad last week played some great football against Real Madrid. They drew with David Silva and all the guys in there. We'll see how that will go. So we'll have Deportivo, Getafe, Valencia, Huesca, Elche, Real Sociedad, and Real Betis are up against defending champions Real Madrid. Okay, and on Sunday, Osasuna, Levante, Atletico Madrid, Granada, as I mentioned earlier, and then Real Valladolid will come up against Celta de Vigo with Barcelona, starting off their campaign at home to Villarreal. And Cadiz, of course, will take on Sevilla on Monday. All right, so the fixtures of the Spanish La Liga for you on match day 2. Some are playing their very first match. The likes of Barca and Elche are all playing their very first match in the Spanish La Liga. But what will be your pick of the week here in the Spanish La Liga?
It's going to be Real Betis versus Real Madrid for me. Real Betis have shown some very, very good form in the past few weeks, and then I like their outlook and their hunger and desire. They are going to give Real Madrid a big run for their money. Real Madrid haven't shown the potency. We know, even though they won the title last season, we know that since Ronaldo's departure, they haven't been as lethal as we've known them to be. It's going to be a very, very tight one, but I think it's a game where we'll see lots of goals from both ends. I think that's...
So both teams to score, Real Madrid win or draw?
Well, I cannot say Real Madrid
There's
to
an
win
investor watching you, so look sharp.
I can't say Real Madrid to win, but to be on the safer side, I think there'll be a flood of goals. So I think... and over 2.5 is all right.
All right, okay. So this program is sponsored by Betway. So that's why we are giving you odds. So please, feel free. Join us every Saturday. And my guest here in the studio will make sure you get some coins in your pocket every weekend. So what will be your pick this weekend?
Definitely has to be Madrid and Betis. That's going to be the game of the weekend. And as you say, Betis is an exciting side, a young team that are coming up. Zidane is also trying to start something new with his young side. So let's see something exciting.
You don't want to see if Lionel Messi is still motivated to play for Barca?
Well, that's Messi. Messi's always
Coutinho
going to...
is back. Dembele is fit and is playing.
Yeah, but that's always
game as well.
It looks like it's going to be an easy win for Barca, but Madrid and Betis is going to be exciting.
All right, so the Spanish La Liga there for you. Now let's move to the English Premier League, and as you can see, all the guys in here are wearing Manchester United jerseys. They are true and true Manchester United fans. And so on a good note to start there, Brighton, they play against Manchester United. First game, you lost at home to Crystal Palace by 3-1. Ole is staying. What are you able to do to get your campaign back on track?
Benedict, the fundamental problems with the Manchester United team are still paramount. Ole is being so stubborn and he's refused to do the necessary additions. We are so obsessed with the acquisition of Jadon Sancho, and I cannot just understand it. We have young Mason Greenwood, we have Daniel James. These are guys who can fill in that right wing slot. We don't need Sancho. He's a luxury. He's an excellent player, no doubt about it. But our major problem lies in the strike force. We need a centre forward, a proven centre forward who can bang in goals. Marshall was our highest top scorer last season with 23 goals. That is poor. I mean, if you look at the number of competitions, Champions League, the Premier League, the EFL, the FA Cup, 23 goals top scorer. This is Man United, hello. So, I mean, Ole has to actually go for not even one, probably 2 center forwards. He's convinced himself that it's a 4-3-3 and nothing else. We have a problem at left back, we have a problem at center back. Victor Lindelof is just shambles right now. And the whole team, there seems to be a lack of balance. Van der Beek slotted in. I hopefully he can start against Brighton. But the Manchester United team has serious problems right now. And Ole is comfortable with the fact that he's a former player and maybe because of the sentimental connection to the club, he might not be sacked. But I think the board needs to sit up and actually get things running because Manchester United is actually we're actually in a different phase. I mean, it doesn't feel like Manchester United at all. We win, we get a good run for a few weeks, and then one injury. Bruno Fernandes has come in. We need a striker who's potent, who's lethal, who can punish the opposition. It's a big problem for Manchester United at the moment. I can't even say if they'll win the match comfortably.
Brighton themselves, they've not been bad at all.
No.
Their first game, we also what our man Tariq Lamptey did.
Yeah.
And then their last game, they went away to beat Newcastle United. They are playing at home to a team that lost their opening game by 3-1. How do you go around this?
And even if you look at games in the past season, Brighton have given Manchester United a lot of problems. And if you look at, as Hughes said, there's no number 9. Manchester United, Martial is a left winger. He likes to cut him from left. Rashford likes to be there all the time. Even Daniel James, I put him on the right. Daniel James, if you watch him at Swansea, was better on the left. So there's so many players that are not playing in their rightful positions. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still feels that he was a striker and he can make Martial a striker that he wants. And that's something that is not right. If you want to score goals as Manchester United, you need to get a proven number 9 to put in there. There's no balance in the team. The left back position, sure, it's not a solid. I mean, if you look at the Crystal Palace, he was just sleeping and then somebody just came behind him to score. Lindelof, we don't know. Eric Bailly came in the league, the Capital One League game, and then he was fantastic. Lindelof is not solid. He's not good in the air. I mean, a centre back, you're not good in the air. You cannot be physical. You cannot challenge one-on-one, 1v1s. You are poor.
Because last weekend, all the goals that were scored were his fault.
Yeah. I mean, he's not somebody that gets his body in the line. He doesn't sacrifice it. I mean, Manchester United is known for Vidic always being bloody on the game. Yeah. And if Lindelof, you are coming in to play for Manchester United, and you can't even scratch your knee. I mean, how are you playing for? But
you have you have an 80 million player.
I mean, Harry Maguire as a leader of the club is even expected of him more to even control the team. For him, Maguire, he has to put a stamp as a leader. He needs to show command. He himself is not even showing his partner in defense that I'm doing this. So how much Lindelof is going to go to? You see Bruno Fernandes in the last season in the UEFA game screaming out Lindelof and all that. That's a midfielder giving a command, but we're also our captain.
Well, it's getting interesting in here. Manchester United fans, please forgive me for saying that you're man shark again. We go for another break. We are back after this to continue the conversation. Don't go away. Well, we are wrapping up the show, and some of your messages have come through. Let me quickly go through them. This one says, "Hi, Benedict. This group of Ponko are going to lose today. Please, next time, write your name so I know your name and where you are sending the message from." Now, today, Manchester United will score Brighton 2-0. Thanks. This is your boy, Melvin. All right, okay, so we'll see how that will go. And this one, it says, how can a serious coach ignore Dennis Appiah, FC Nantes, Jody Osei-Tutu, Cardiff City? And it says the list is full of Dreams FC and Vision FC. Old players, Sika Akono will be worse than Kwesi Appiah. Now, if you play in Tanzania, you qualify to play in the Black Stars. But if the person is in Tanzania and is playing very well, oh, Charlie, you are the same person that if somebody is playing somewhere, the person is scoring goals, is playing very well, and we don't call you, complain. Oh, hey, Charlie. Okay, so this one says, "Good morning. I'm Steven from Anumaji. You guys are doing a great work here, but my question is, why is Christian Achu not in the squad?" Oh, Charlie, when was the last time you saw Christian Achu play? Even Christian Achu has his club, Newcastle, the manager says he should find a club. and you want CK Akono to bring him. So the same people here will chastise him. Please, can you guys give me today's prediction, the matches? Oh, of course, we will. The octopus is here, so please don't worry, Kran. We'll let you have some. Then this one says, McCaffrey, good morning, Benedict. I'm watching you live from Volta. Big up MX24. Thanks so much for watching the show. And, okay, so use this. Let's quickly go through the fixtures, and then we'll talk about Liverpool, Arsenal, and we'll do the Mendy discussion, then we'll call it a show. So the fixtures on your screen, Brighton, Manchester United.
There's an over 2.5 game.
Over 2.5 game. Okay, then Crystal Palace, Everton.
Both teams to score there.
Both teams to score. West Bromwich Albion, Chelsea.
Chelsea to win.
Chelsea to win. Burnley, Southampton.
We have another both to score there.
Both teams to score in that
exactly,
game.
Yeah.
So Sheffield, Leeds United.
Over 2.5 there.
Over 2.5. What's the meaning of over 2.5?
3 or more goals.
3 or more
game.
goals. Actually, investors will call. Then Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle United.
I think Tottenham to win.
Tottenham to win.
Yeah.
Or just Tottenham straight
Just
to win.
Tottenham to
so
win.
Straight to win. Manchester City, Leicester.
I think it's over 2.5. I don't think
2.5.
Manchester City can win because of their injury woes.
Yeah.
But it's an over 2.5.
We understand
because,
that Gabriel Jesus is injured and will not be part of this game, as well as 3 other games to come for City. West Ham, Wolves.
West Ham Wolves is going to be tough, but I think both teams to score there.
Okay, then quickly, can we have the Monday matches? Fulham, Aston Villa.
That's a very tough one to call. I think it looks like a draw.
A draw. And
Yeah.
Liverpool, Arsenal.
Liverpool, Arsenal, you have both teams to score, to be on
Will
the
Liverpool
safer
win?
side. Yeah, most likely.
Charlie, so investors, look sharp. Betway, just get to Betway and place your bets. You win next week. Let me know how much you won, and I'll chase you. All right, so guys, now Mendy has come in at Chelsea. We all know the issues with Kepa. Their last game against Liverpool, he gave away. That was a costly mistake, which Frank Lampard mentioned after the game. Mendy, pressure.
Yeah, Mendy is all right. He's okay. I mean, his abilities don't exceed. The expectation on Mendy to replace him is just slightly to be better than Kepa. Kepa has been shambolic, and trust me, his confidence is at an all-time low. I think at this moment in time, he'll even be pleased to leave. So Mendy coming in, I mean, the gap, the void he has to fill is quite massive. But I mean, if he gets the right support with a good defensive shield, I think facing lesser shots on target, he can make a good name for himself at Chelsea.
And so when the defending champions Liverpool last weekend at Chelsea really made a statement. They beat Chelsea by 2-0. Before that, they had played against Leeds United. They struggled a bit, but won the game. They are playing against Arsenal on Monday at home. You expect them to win?
They look like they will be the winners, but Arteta is also doing something fantastic at Arsenal. He's brought a different attitude in Arsenal. It's not going to be that same Arsenal that will let in too many. So if Liverpool are going to come with their attitude, but I think Arteta is also going to be a bit pragmatic and is going to give them problems.
Okay. I mean, one more message, and Seed off from Asinfo. He says, hello, Benedict. I want to get the latest on Barcelona transfers. The last transfer was Pjanic, which they unveiled. They've not signed any player. Coutinho is back. Ousmane Dembele to his fifth, Lionel Messi to his staying. So that's it for you, my man from Asinfo. So, well, that's it for the show. But let me say a very good morning to Jeff Collections. You can get them on Facebook and Instagram. His number is 024 3311872. That's where I got my fine jersey here. So just hit him up. You don't have to go to their shop. Wherever you are, they'll get through to you. So, guys, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us, Benedict.
So, God willing, next week, same time here on MX24, we'll do this again. It's Playmakers, but do remember to join us tomorrow off the cuff from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Until then, take care.
You had a lot of chances, one-on-one situations. What was going through your head in those situations?
You see, as for a game, like when you get a chance, every blessed player will decide to score. And the goalkeeper also will decide to catch the ball. So when you both decide together, then you miss the chance. I decide differently, and he also decide differently. And our decision was together. That's why he was able to catch the ball. So I think next time, I'll raise my head and watch the goal post.